Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go over our daily technical analysis for oil, oil and natural gas. So we're going to dive in here. I'll give you my opinion. I think what we're doing is we're squaring it up. We had lots of downside momentum. We bounced up, and then we got to kind of bounce sideways for a little bit before heading on up. That's kind of my guess. So that's what we're looking at. There's still a lot of fear out there in the markets. We can see that the 10-year yield's been going sideways too. I think Friday, tomorrow, we're going to get some information released on inflation. Maybe this is thinking that the inflation isn't as large as the numbers might project, and maybe people are positioning, and that's why we have these patterns projecting potential downside move. I don't know. We'll see. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. So again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. But here's oil. We got this sell-off today. Kind of looking at this, you can see that we're just kind of coming back down and ending right at about $70.78. So we broke out of this pattern to the upside, kind of just rolling down, and we'll see where we go from there. Natural gas, we're still below this resistance support line. We used it for a little bit, and then it broke to the downside, and we're just moving sideways. This is the bigger picture view. This is the big old trend line that I drew in. And hopefully we can come back up on this monthly basis and close above the support line. SM Energy down a little bit today. Let's zoom in on it. It's the reverse head and shoulders. I got the garbage in there. We're right at the support line. We're trying to break through it. We're right at support and resistance. So we're coming right into it. So we're doing a little bit of pause here, and actually we're above it. That's nice. We're just resting on it, on support. CDEV moving sideways today, a little small down day today. But everything looks good here. Everything looks strong. It's a small down day. Nothing really to worry about. Looks like we've got some resistance up here as we've come up here a couple times and sold off. Here's Crew Energy still moving in its sideways channel. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're still in the sideways channel. Big picture view, you can see that we've broken above the downward support line, resistance coming up. Now it's support, and it's just a flag pattern. Here is CPE. We're still below the neckline of this reverse head and shoulders. You zoom in here, we're just bouncing back and forth after this descending wedge. Everything looks okay. Athabasca Oil, looking at this guy here, we're right up on resistance. So if we zoom way in on it, you can see that we're bouncing on the resistance line, just backing off a little bit. We got to break through this at some point, and if we have good news tomorrow, maybe we can bust on through it. And then what we have here is, it could be like a shoulder head, shoulder developing, or something like that. Recaf's doing okay. You can see small little down day today. We came higher from this little descending wedge. We're just tracking sideways at the moment. Northern Oil and Gas, little wedge pattern, broke to the upside here, just moving sideways. Not much to really say. CPG, this guy's broken out of its, we'll call it a sticky area all through here. Broke to the upside. It's looking a lot better. I'll back out and give you guys a little bit better perspective on this. There's a breakout here on the weekly basis of this reverse head and shoulder pattern. GTE moving sideways today. Coming on down, looks like we're just moving sideways, normal action. Nothing to worry about yet, as far as I can tell on a daily candlestick basis. Looks fine. Tellurian's got the same thing, nothing to worry about. It's just coming out and chopping sideways. PED, this is Pedvico. One I was looking at, it's got a massive downtrend line that it's basically coming right to the corner of it. So this one looks really interesting if you guys want to do further research. I don't know as much about it. Weekly candlesticks got some big moves, and then the slow leak off of sellers, big pops higher, big volume stepping in and buying it. Maybe this is a good entry point right here if you guys like PDVOCO or whatever, Pedivico, however you want to say it. This one doesn't look bad. OAS, looking at Oasis again. We came down here. It's just going sideways. Not much to really talk about. CRK breaking its downtrend line. Coming in here. Little pattern here, broke to the upside. Maybe we can square this thing up and move on up here shortly. Sandridge coming into descending wedge, popped higher. Yeah, we had a little bit of a pullback. Looks normal to me. I don't see anything really to worry about at the moment. And this could break down, guys. I mean, we have broken to the downside, and it could have a little bit larger pullback if we don't have inflation expectations like we want. If the market gets scared, I mean, anything can happen on the short term. TTI is still within its big old pattern. Nothing to worry about. Reverse head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulders. Looks like on the right here that we got some nice hammer pattern here. Hopefully we can get a little reversal going on, move on up. Here's Helix. Helix is still inside of its pattern. Again, not much really to say here. And then Surge Energy. We had a downward trend line. We broke to the upside, probably going to do a little bit of a retest and then potentially move on up. If the inflation numbers are good, if demand supply dynamics are good. But right now, guys, I'm kind of just holding. I'm holding all my stuff. I'm not really selling, not really buying. Well, I mean, I bought a little bit here recently, but at the moment, I'm just holding on. I'm not doing anything any more than what I did a few days ago. A couple days ago, I bought some oil and uranium. But and these things could roll over, guys. It very well could. I've got the strategy of buy and hold. If you were to look at the valuations of oil in relationship to gold, I'll pull it up real quick and show you guys what that is. Here's the gold to oil ratio. And looking at a big picture view, we've been going in this upward channel, meaning that gold's been outperforming oil. And ever since 2020, oil's been drastically declining over time. And what we want to do is we want to break this lower trend line down here at 20. We're at 25. Now, 25 is an incredibly cheap ratio for oil, incredibly cheap. And we've traded at 25 all through here, through back here. I mean, this is all 25. So it's a good resistance area to come back and try to make a run at the 20, the ratio of 20. So we'll see what happens. Again, this is a very good ratio. It means that the valuations are very good for oil, the commodity itself of oil. And I think the companies themselves also haven't fully accounted for the oil price movement. So I think they're undervalued in relationship to oil, like the XLE and all these other ETFs. So whenever something's undervalued, I just hold on. I know the market conditions change, and usually when the market conditions change in real estate, we go to an inflationary environment that these ratios compress. That's what history tells us. So take a long-term approach, buy the stuff as best you can, try to time your purchases as best you can, and I just hold on. That's my strategy. And I know people, they get scared on the short term when things start to move all around. These are very volatile companies, incredibly volatile, and they can move either way very quickly. And that's why I don't try trading them, is because you can get punched out real quick. And maybe that's a good thing if you guys want to be traders. That's what you do. But I can tell you this: traders lose money. Almost all of them go negative, and they just continually lose money. They bleed money. So I'm more of a long-term, 5-10 years plus investment outlook. I think the trends are in place for these to do well over the next 5 to 10 years. That's what the market conditions say. So that's what I've got for today. If you guys like that analysis, give me a thumbs up. If you guys want to join the channel, definitely join the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome you. Let's ride this thing up together, and let's let's party afterwards when all this hopefully works out. If you guys like it, join the channel, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.